Good afternoon to all the students. So in this session we are going to discuss one important tree concept which is called as the B tree. Right. So the flow will be like that. We will see what these B trees are and how they are different from the other trees, and why we require these B trees, what is the specialty of these B trees, why do we require these B trees, and what are the special properties that we have for these B trees, and then we will see some of the operations related to the B trees. Right. As usual, we will start our discussion with the construction of the B tree. Right. So this is somewhat complex in nature when compared to that of the other trees. Right. So construction of binary search tree is a very simple thing, but the construction of B tree involves some more operations where we need to consider few properties of the B trees, and then we should construct the B tree. Right. So please concentrate. So let us go with the introduction part of the B tree. What this B tree is. Right. So it is a tree. Is it right or not? It is a tree. Can anybody tell me what is a tree?
Data structure which represents hierarchical data structure.
Right. It is a non-linear data structure which is used to represent the hierarchical data. Right. So that is the formal definition, but I want the actual definition. What does a tree consist of? What does a tree consist of?
Nodes, sir.
Yes, a tree consists of nodes and edges, but we don't bother about the edges. But in order to link two nodes, we should have an edge, right? But we don't have that much importance in trees. Edges doesn't have that much importance, right? But as I told that every tree consists of a set of nodes, and out of those nodes, one node is designated as the root node, right? So all these things we have discussed. So what is the difference between a tree and a binary tree?
Tree lo any nodes ana untadu, sir. I mean children. Binary tree lo at most two nodes, two children.
So a tree can consist of any number of child nodes, but in binary tree we have restriction on the number of children, that every node in the binary tree should have at most two children. Right. Super. Right. So what can you say something about the binary search tree?
Left child should be less than the root and the right should be equal or greater than the root.
Super. Right. A binary tree in which the left subtree consists of the keys which are less than the root node, and the right subtree consists of the keys which are greater than or equal to the root node. Right. So a B tree, coming to the discussion of our B tree, today's topic of interest, that is B tree. A B tree is considered to be a generalized binary search tree. Right. It is considered to be a generalized binary search tree. That means all the elements towards the left part of a node will be less than the root node, and similarly all the elements towards the right side part of the node will be greater than or equal to the root node. Right. So it follows the same property as that of binary search tree, but it is something generalized. Generalized means there is some other properties which need to be satisfied. Right. We will see all these things. So coming to the introduction part of this B trees, as I told that the B tree is a tree data structure that keeps data in the sorted manner. So this is the first property we should say. So in B trees, it is mandatory that all the elements that you store in the B tree are in the sorted order. In general, it will be in the ascending order only. Right. So the main use of this B tree is it allows the search operation, the insertion operation, and the deletion operation to occur in the logarithmic time. Right. So it will take around this time, log n base time. Right. So this is a simple definition of a B tree. It is a tree data structure that keeps the data in the sorted manner, and it allows the search, insertion and deletion operations to be completed in the logarithmic time. Right. And the second important point regarding this B tree is it is optimized for systems that read and write large blocks of data, right? So if somebody asks you what is the main purpose of this B tree, is this B tree is used mainly in case of operating system or databases, right? Anything is possible, right? So the main purpose of this B tree is by looking at some more important points regarding this B trees, we will come to know how it is important in case of the operating system, how it is important in case of the database, and how it is going to make the search, insertion and deletion operations to be occurred in the logarithmic term. All these things we will discuss, but at present time or at present moment, you just remember that the B trees are optimized, or these B trees are utilized in case of the operating system, mainly in case of disk access. What do you mean by disk access? What do you mean by disk access?
మెమరీని డివైడ్ చేసుకొని యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి.
Right. Remember that there are two types of memories. What are those two types of memories? Can anybody tell me? Right. One is the primary memory and the second one is the secondary memory. Right. So we will, in general, we will call this primary memory as the memory, right? So when somebody refers it as a memory, you should take it as the primary memory, not as the secondary memory, right? And what is the major component of this secondary memory?
Disk or SSD, sir?
Hard disk, right? Hard disk drive, right? So when somebody says that it is disk, that means you are going to consider the secondary memory, that too the hard disk drive, right? So please remember the difference between this primary memory and the secondary memory. If something is there with respect to the memory, it is related to the primary memory, that is the RAM or ROM, right? And something is there with respect to the disk, then it is considered to be the secondary memory. So where you are going to store the programs, or where you are going to store the information on a permanent basis, what is the location called?
Secondary memory, sir.
It is in the secondary memory, therefore we call it as the disk access, right? So we have, for example, let me take this as the motherboard, and let me take this as the HDD. HDD stands for hard disk drive, right? In the motherboard we have this CPU and we have this main memory also, right? When a program is accessed by the processor, that means whenever you want to execute a program, it should be taken from the hard disk drive and it should be loaded into the main memory, and from the main memory the processor is going to take that particular program or data. Am I right or not? This is the normal process, right? So whenever you want to get some program or get some information from the hard disk, the processor, what it will do is it will simply give a command to the hard disk drive saying that I want this part of the memory from the hard disk, right? So this is called as disk access. This is called as disk access. So whenever you want to access or whenever you want to load a program or information into the main memory, you should give a command called as disk access command, right? So when you give this command, the particular memory location, for example, disk access of 100, that means it is saying that I want to access the 100th location of the disk. So it will go and search the 100th location, and the 100th location will be loaded into the main memory. So this is called as a round trip time. So this is the forward time and this is called the backward. So one forward and one backward step, we call it as the round trip time. So in order to access a particular location from the hard disk, we are spending lot of time on this accessing the location, right? So this is called as disk latency. We call it as disk latency. All these terms we will come across in the operating system concept. So this is called as disk latency. So when you have more information on the hard disk, and your hard disk is large enough. For example, you take a 2 TB hard disk drive, right? So whenever you want to access a particular location, it takes lot of time, therefore there is lot of disk latency will be there. In order to reduce this disk latency, you are able to, when you are able to store the data in the B-tree format, when you are able to store the data in the B-tree format, then you will be able to reduce the disk latency, right? We are going to reduce the disk latency, right? Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the main purpose of using this B-tree is to reduce the disk latency. When you store the elements, or when you store the information in the B-tree format, it is going to reduce the disk latency. How it is going to reduce, all these things we will see. But at present moment, you please remember that the B-trees are exclusively used to reduce the disk latency. So this particular B-tree structure or data structure will be used in the concept related to OS, or it is also related to DBMS, or it can be also be used in files, right? So where you want to store large amount of data, in that particular case we will make use of this B-tree. Why we are using this B-tree? Why we are using this
Reduce the
B-tree?
disk latency, sir.
So it reduces the disk latency. By reducing the disk latency, you can achieve the main important objective of the B-trees, where the search, insertion and deletion operations occurs in the logarithmic time, right? So the main objective is you want to make these three operations, search, insertion and deletion operations, to occur in the logarithmic time. For this, you have to store the data or the information in the B-tree data structure. So once you store the data in the B-tree structure, the disk latency will be reduced, which in turn will make the search, insertion and deletion operations to happen in logarithmic time. Is it clear? So you should remember the definition of the B-tree. It is a tree data structure where the data is sorted in manner, and it makes the search, insertion and deletion operation in the logarithmic time. Why we require this B-tree means it is used to reduce the disk latency, and thereby it makes the B-tree efficient with respect to the search, insertion and deletion operations, right? As I told that it is most commonly used in the databases and in the file systems also, and most probably we will come across it in the OS concept, operating system, and that too we have the concept called as disk scheduling. All these things are there, where we will discuss lot of things regarding this hard disk drives, HDD, right? And this is important, the fourth point, concentrate here. So it has the capability to store large number of keys in a single node, very important. So if you remember the previous concepts, if you take a tree concept, if you take a binary tree, if you take a skewed binary tree, if you take a complete binary tree, almost complete binary tree, full binary tree, perfect binary tree, or binary search tree, any type of tree what you have discussed till now, they are going to store only one key inside a node, right? How do you represent a node in a tree? How do you represent? Pictorial representation. What is the symbol you are using?
Rectangles.
Using some small
Circles.
It is a circle, right? So if I write 10 like this, inside this circle I am writing the 10. So what is this 10 called as? It is called as the key. So the value 10 is called as the key, and it is stored inside this node. So if I represent a small binary search tree, let us take like this. Right. So is it a binary search tree or not?
Yes, sir. Binary search tree.
Right. So how many keys are there inside each and every node?
One key, sir.
One,
Only
sir.
one key, right? Here if you take this node is consisting of 10 as the key, this node is consisting of 8 as the key, this is 15, this is 17th, and this is 14 as the key, and 9 as the key, right? So in the previous trees which we have discussed, every node is capable of storing only one particular key, but this B tree is something different from those trees, right? It is capable of storing large number of keys. There is no need that you store only one key inside a node. You can store 2 keys, you can store 3 keys, you can store 4 keys. That depends on the property that I will discuss, but please remember that a node in a B tree is capable of storing more than one key. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Right. And one more important property regarding this particular B tree is all the leaves should be at the same level. All the leaves must be at the same level. Right. This is very important property. So when you make all the leaves to be placed at the same level, you are making the binary, or you are making the B tree as you are making the height of the B tree as small as possible. We will see all these things, right? So I am saying that one important property of this B tree is you can store more number of keys inside a node. That is the first property, right? Actually this is the second property, right? What is the first property? The elements that are present inside the node are in the sorted manner. Every data should be in the sorted manner. And the second property is every node is capable of storing more than one key inside a node. And the third property is all the leaves are kept at the same level. When you keep all the levels at the same level, you are making the B tree to have a height which is relatively small when compared to that of the other trees. We'll check everything, we'll discuss, right? Don't worry. So these are the 3 important properties we have discussed in this particular slide. We have some more properties which we need to discuss. And the last point on this particular slide is the B tree is a height balanced M-way search tree, right? So what is this search tree? What is this search tree?
Binary search.
Yes, sir.
Super, right. One important point I told regarding this B tree is it is a generalization of the binary search tree, where all the elements towards the left hand side are less than the root node and all the elements towards the right hand side are greater than or equal to the root node. That property is maintained. So it is a generalized search tree, but we are not calling it as a binary search tree. It is not binary, right? It is a search tree and it is a M-way search tree. That means we'll see what this M is called as the order of B tree. What is this M called as?
Order of B
tree.
Order of B tree, right? So we are, and it is a height balanced. Every time it will make necessary changes such that it will maintain the height as low as possible. How it is going to balance it, that everything we will discuss, right? At present moment you just remember that the B tree is a height balanced M-way search tree. Is it clear up to this point?
Clear, sir.
Right. So we will move to the other part of this binary tree properties. Some of the properties we have already discussed, right? So as I told that this is the generalization of the binary search tree, and the B tree nodes have many more than 2 children, right? It's not mandatory that it consists of only 2 children, right? So if you take the BST, can we call it as an extension of binary tree? That every node should have at most 2 children. That
Yes,
property
sir.
is maintained. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But in B trees, there is no restriction that every node can consist of at most 2 children. Right? There is no restriction. You can have more than 2 children also. This is another important property. This is 4th property, we can say. Right. And the next point is a B tree node may contain more than just a single element. This property already we have discussed, right? So one node can have many key elements. one node can have many keys. That also we have discussed. And this property also we have discussed, that it maintains the keys in the sorted order. So whatever node you have and whatever keys you have inside that node, all the keys will be in the sorted manner, in the ascending order, all these things, right? And this is another important property which we have already discussed. All the leaves must be in the same level. So when you maintain all the leaves in the same level, what is that you gain?
Reducing height, sir.
Minimum height, sir.
Right, you are maintaining the tree with a minimum height, as low as possible you are maintaining the height. When you maintain it, the disk latency will be reduced. When you reduce the disk latency, the search, insertion and deletion operations can be completed within logarithmic time. So for the achieving the main objective of reducing the search, insertion and deletion operation time to logarithmic time, we are implementing all these properties. We are inducing all these properties. So can anybody tell me what is the first property we have? Random, any random order you can make, right? What is the first property you should have?
Sorted data, sir.
So the elements inside the node or the keys inside the node are in the sorted manner, right? Super. Next.
Multiple number of keys for a single node, sir.
Super, right. We can have more than one key inside a node. Next property.
All
All
leaves
the
at
leaves
same
should
level,
be
sir.
at the same level, sir.
All leaves should be at the same level, right? That means you are keeping the height of the B tree as low as possible, right? And one more important property.
Now,
Can have more than
almost 2
two
members.
children, sir.
Super, right. A node in a B tree can have more than 2 children. That is true, right? So apart from these important properties of these B trees, two more important points you should remember. These are the very important properties. So regarding the maximum children and the minimum children of a B tree, and regarding the maximum keys and the minimum keys that a node should have inside the B tree. These two properties are also important, right? So when you are asked to construct a B tree, remember carefully, right? When you are asked to construct a B tree, they doesn't ask you to simply construct a B tree. They should give the order of the B tree also, right? So they should say that construct a B tree of order 3, or they should say that construct a B tree of order 4 or order 5. So this particular M, which represents the order of the B tree, is very important, right? So if in the question you didn't find the order of this binary B tree, you should ask the invigilator, right? You should ask the what is the order you should take, right? Is it clear up to this point? So a question on the B tree should always consist of the order of the B tree, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So another point. If I say that the B tree of order 3, what does it mean? That means every node can have a maximum of 3 children. That's it. So order represents the maximum child number, right? For example, if I say the order 4, B tree of order 4, that means every node in the B tree can have a maximum of 4 children. Order 5, every node in the B tree will have a maximum of 5 children. That's it. So M represents the order of the B tree, which in turn represents the maximum child nodes. Very important property, right? So maximum M children can be there for every node. And remaining things, whatever things I have marked with the red mark is very important, right? So what about the minimum number of children? I know what is the maximum children that a node should have inside a B tree. It is nothing but the order. But what about the minimum children? So we have a formula for this minimum children for the internal nodes is ceil of M by 2. What do you mean by ceil?
We'll round it to higher Numbers.
The upper level, right? For example, let us take the order 5. Let me take the value of m is equal to 5. So what is the maximum children it can have for that B tree?
5, sir.
5, sir.
Super, right? Max is 5. And what is the min?
3, sir.
That every internal node should have the ceiling of m by 2, that is 5 by 2. What is 5 by 2? It is 2.5. Therefore, if you take the seal, we will get it as 3. Right. So, minimum children, every node, internal node should have minimum 3 children. Right. Less than 3 is not acceptable. That's it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, coming to other 2 points, that is minimum children is 0 for leaves. We don't bother about leaves and we don't bother about root, right? We are bothered about the maximum and minimum children for the internal nodes. Right. So, what is the minimum children for the leaves?
0,
sir.
0. And this is also important property. The minimum children for the root node should be 2. Right. So, can we take the root node as the internal node? Can we take the root node as the internal node?
No, sir.
No, sir. Internal have minimum of 3 children.
Yeah. But in general, if you consider the root, can we consider it as the internal nodes?
Yes, sir.
Right. We have discussed the important properties of the trees like internal node and external node. External nodes are called as leaves, and the internal nodes are the nodes which have at least one child. We call it as the internal nodes. So, root can be considered as the internal node. But this particular property which I have marked in the red ink, minimum children for the internal nodes, is applied for all the internal nodes except for the root node. So, even though the root node is considered as the internal node, it can have some relaxation, that minimum children for the root should be 2. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
And coming to the number of keys, this is also important, right? Every node can have a maximum of m minus 1 keys. See here, every node can have a maximum of m minus 1 keys, right? So, if I take a B tree of order 5, what is the maximum children we have?
5, sir.
5. What is the minimum children?
0.
3, sir.
Seal of m by 2, which is 3. Now we are considering the keys. What is the maximum key can a node have? Formula. What is the formula? It is m minus 1, therefore it is 4. And coming to the last point, the minimum keys for all other nodes is, how many keys can it have? This is seal of m by 2 minus 1, that is seal of 5 by 2 minus 1, that is seal of 2.5 minus 1, that is 1.5. What is the minimum key?
2, sir.
2. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
We are
sir.
more concentrated on these particular max and min values of the children as well as the keys, right? But as I told that the minimum keys for the root node is 1. So, root, even though it is considered as the internal node, the root node will have some relaxation regarding the number of children and the number of keys inside the node. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
So, now we will discuss why these B trees are. As I told that the B trees are most important tree data structure, where when you store the information in the B tree data structure, you are able to get the lesser access time, right? So, if you look at this particular first point, the need for the B tree arose with the rise in the need for lesser time in accessing the physical storage media like the hard disk. So, whenever you want to access the hard disk and whenever you have the larger capacity of hard disk, search operation will become very complex. That means it takes lot of time for the search operation. Similarly, insertion also takes lot of time, deletion also takes lot of time. So that large capacity hard disk makes the devices slower. That means the accessing is slower, and they make the accessing of that particular information takes more time, right? And why do we require this B tray? Means in order to reduce that disk access time, that means to lesser the time in accessing the hard disk, we will make use of this B trays. This also we have discussed, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So we have a need to reduce the disk access time, to minimize the disk access time. So for that we are making use of a type of data structure which is B tree. So simple point, the summary of all these points is, in order to minimize the disk access, we are making use of a data structure called B tree, where we will store the data with respect to all the properties which we have discussed earlier, right? All the nodes are in the sorted order, every node can have more than 2 children, and all the leaves should end at the same level. All these properties we will follow, right? By following those properties we will construct a B tree, and by constructing the B tree we will minimize the disk access time. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. As we have discussed that the remaining trees like the binary search tree, AVL trees, red black trees, every tree will be storing only one key. But the B trees are having a special property where it can store more than one key inside a node. Right. Similarly, if you have to store large number of keys, then the height of such tree becomes very large and access time increases. Right. So can anybody, if somebody asks me the question, can we use the binary search tree for disk access? Yes, you can obviously use the binary search tree. But the point here is, if you have large number of keys, you will have the binary search tree with large height. More number of keys, more height. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because we have restrictions on the binary search tree that every node should have only at most two child nodes. So by this, if we have more number of keys, we have the height of the BST extended to more, right? We have more height, right? But this height, when the height increases, the search operation takes lot of time. When the height increases, the insertion takes lot of time. When the height increases, the deletion operation takes more time. So in order to reduce the height, or in order to improve the efficiency of search, insertion and deletion of the trees, we have to reduce the height. So in order to reduce the height, let us say this is height h. In order to reduce the height, what you should do? You should allow each and every node to have more than 2 nodes. If we allow it, so that we can get a tree which is having less height, right? So when you reduce the height, the access time for the keys will be reduced. So when you reduce the access time of the disk, you are going to achieve this search, insertion and deletion operation in a efficient manner. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
So if you reduce the height significantly, it will allow the faster disk access. So the main purpose of reducing the height is to allow the faster disk access. The main purpose of faster disk access is to make the search, insertion and deletion operation efficient. Efficient in the sense they are going to achieve with the logarithmic time, which is very less, right? Time complexity is very less. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So next we are going to discuss one important operation on this B tree, which is the insertion operation. It is somewhat simple, but at the same time it is somewhat tough also, right? So we'll discuss, we'll just go through these particular 3 points and we'll see what happens with respect to an example. We'll see an example also, right? So remember one important point, the first and foremost important point you should remember for the insertion of a element inside the B tree is insertions are always done at the leaf node, right? You never insert a key inside the internal node. Internal nodes are not suitable for insertion operations. You always insert the node or the key at the leaf node only. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the first one is traverse the B tree. The first step for insertion operation is traverse the B tree in order to find the appropriate leaf node at which the node can be inserted. So for this you have to use the property of BST. We'll see with an example, right? So if you take a particular node or a key value, you first check it with the value of the root node. If it is less than, you place it as the left child. If it is greater than, you place it as the right child. So for the search operation you will be using the BST property only, nothing different is there, right? And the second step is if the leaf node contains less than m minus 1 keys. What is this m minus 1? It is it maximum or minimum keys?
Maximum, sir.
It is maximum, right? So if the leaf node contains less than maximum keys, can we insert it?
Yes, sir.
Right. So maximum number of keys means up to that m minus 1 it will allow. More than m minus 1 it will not allow to be inserted, right? So if the leaf node contains less than maximum number of keys, you simply insert it in that particular node in the ascending order, that's it. But if the leaf node contains m minus 1 keys, that means it has reached the maximum limit, threshold value it has reached. So can we insert another key inside that node?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, right? Maximum limit it has reached. So you have to perform a split operation. You have to perform a split operation. That means you are going to divide the node into two parts. How you are going to divide is the first step 3.1 is insert the new element in the increasing order of the elements. Okay, so whatever element you take, you insert it in the increasing order only. And the 3.2 step says that split the node into two nodes at the median. This is important. So you are going to split the node into two parts exactly at the median. What is the median? How can you find the median?
Plus 1 by 2, sir.
It is not median, it is the mean. The formula what you have told is the mean. What is median? For example, I have given three values 13, 5, 17. How do you find the median of these three numbers?
Increasing order lo rayal.
Super, right? We first have to write these values in the ascending order. So we write 5, 13, 17. After writing the elements in the ascending order, the middle element becomes the median of the given elements. So what is the middle element?
13, sir.
13. So 13 becomes the median of the given list of elements 13, 5 and 17. Right? Is it clear up to this point?
Clear, sir.
Let me take 4 values. So the list of elements that are given are 13, 5, 17 and 3. The first step remains the same. So whenever you want to find the median, you arrange the elements in the ascending order. Right. So now tell me what is the middle value? Out of 3, 5, 13 and 17, what is the middle value?
5 and 13, sir. Both are
5 and 13.
values, sir.
Super, right. 5 or 13, it's not 5 and 13. We can say that 5 or 13. Right. So these two 5 and 13 they become the middle, and out of these middle values you can select any of the value as the median. So you can take the 5 as the median, or you can take the 13 as the median also. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yes.
So when you have the odd number of elements, the median is obviously the middle element. But if you have the even number of elements, the middle element consists of 2 values. So you can take either of those values to be considered as the median of the given list of elements. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we will split the node into 2 nodes at the median. Right. And the next step is push the median element up to its parent node. So whatever median element you have selected in the previous step, you just remove from the child node and you place it in the parent node. And the next step is 3.4. If the parent node also contain m-1 number of keys, what is m-1 here?
Maximum number of keys.
Super. It represents the maximum number of keys. So when the root node is also having, or when the parent node is also having the maximum number of keys, you again split the parent. The split operation should be applied to the parent also, and you just recur all those previous steps. That is 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3 has to be repeated. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we won't understand anything about this description part. So right, when you just by heart it, we won't get anything, right? So let us try one thing with an example. How do you insert? How do you insert? Let me take an example. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we are going to discuss a very important point on the construction of B tree. Right. So in the similar manner, you are asked to construct a binary search tree by giving a list of elements. Here also you will be asked to construct a B tree by giving a list of elements. Right. And one more important point I told regarding this B tree is, it is not sufficient data to construct a B tree without specifying the order of the B tree. So when you are asked to construct a B tree, they should specify what order of B tree you are going to construct. Right. Is it clear? So what order we will take? Let us take the order m is equal to 3. What do you mean by the B tree of order m is equal to 3? Anybody?
Every internal node has maximum of 3 children.
Right. So every node will have the maximum of 3 children except for root and leaves. Right. Now, what we should have the list of elements, right? Let us consider we won't take the random list of elements. In the next example, we are going to consider the random list of elements. But for this example, what I am going to take is the list of elements starting from 1 to 10. Let us not draw this. We will see the random numbers also. In the next example, we will see. But in this example, we will consider the construction of B tree of order m is equal to 3 with the list of elements from 1 to 10. Can anybody tell me what happens if you construct the binary search tree for this one, for this list of elements?
Right skewed binary tree, sir.
So
Like
if you
linked list
construct the
format.
binary search tree for this ascending order number of elements, it becomes a right skewed binary tree. Can anybody tell me what is the height of that one?
N, sir.
10, sir.
I mean number of nodes, N, sir.
Right, it will become 10 or 9, right? It depends on the level. 1, 2, 3, 9, right? So let us take the height is equal to 9. Now let us see, if you construct the B tree, what can be the height of the tree that is constructed. Right. See here. So these are the list of elements that are given, and the m value is given as 3. Now we have to find the values of maximum and minimum childs, and similarly we have to find the values of maximum and minimum keys. Tell me, what is the maximum number of child nodes can it have?
3, sir.
3, sir.
Super. Right. So maximum child nodes is 3. What about the minimum?
2, sir.
Tell me the formula.
Seal of M by
Seal
2,
of
sir.
3 by 2.
Seal of m by 2, which is seal of 3 by 2, which is 1.5. Therefore seal of 1.5 is 2. Super. Now tell me, what is the maximum keys it should have?
M minus 1, sir.
Yeah, minus 1,
Minus
sir.
1, which is 2. What is the minimum number of keys can a node have?
Seal of M by 2 minus 1, sir.
Seal of m by 2 minus 1. Therefore what is the value here?
1, sir.
N, sir.
1. Very good. Super. Right. So remember, while constructing a B tree, or while performing the insertion operation, the maximum value is to be concentrated, not the minimum value. Right. So when you keep on inserting the elements, please remember that the node should not exceed the maximum child nodes, and the node should not exceed the maximum keys. So while inserting or constructing a B tree, you should concentrate on the maximum values of the child and keys. But while performing the deletion operations, you have to consider the minimum value. Right. So for this particular example, where we are constructing the B tree of order 3, these min values are not required. Right. We are going to concentrate on max, but for remembering the formula purpose, we are just marking it. That's it. Right. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the first element of the list?
1, sir.
1, sir.
In general, we are going to represent the pictorial representation of a node of any tree is a circle, right? And we are going to give the key inside it. But here it can have a maximum of 2 keys inside a node. So it is better we represent it with a rectangle. As I told that this pictorial representation is just for our understanding purpose. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how many parts, data parts are there here? Every node have a maximum of 2 keys. So how many parts you have to divide it? Into 2 parts.
2, sir.
Right. So this is exclusively for, what is this one? These are exclusively for storing the data, this one and this one. But what about the link parts? Node consists of link part, am I right or not?
Yes, sir. Unko 2 links,
sir.
left child and right
It's
child.
not 2 links, right? So this particular node will have the link part like this, and here also it will have the link part like this, and here also you have the link part like this. So how many links are there here totally?
3, sir.
3 links. Super. Right. How many data parts are there?
2, sir.
2. So we have the data as 2 and the link parts as 3. For example, let me take the order as m is equal to 4. Now tell me what happens to the node. How do you represent the node? So if m
Three
is
data
equal to
parts,
4, we have to consider the maximum case. What happens to the maximum case?
Become 3, sir.
It becomes 3. So every node should have how many parts? How many data parts it should have? 3 parts. Am I right or not? Keys means nothing but data part. So how many link parts it should have? This is one link part.
4, sir.
Super. Right. This is another link part, and this is another link part, and the last one is another link part. So 4 links it should have. This is how we are going to represent the nodes in the B tree. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if it is clear, let us go with the discussion of this node. Right. So what is the first element we have?
1, sir.
1, sir.
1. So we will insert 1 inside this node. Now tell me, is it the leaf node or root node? Please tell me whether 1 is inserted
Link nodes.
as the leaf node or root node.
Root node, sir.
No,
Leaf.
this is the
Leaf,
leaf
sir.
node. That is the important point you should remember. Insertions, while discussing the insertion itself, the first and foremost important point regarding the insertion of B tree is insertions always happens at the leaf node. This is somewhat different from the other trees we are going to construct. Right. So the value which you are going to insert will be present as the leaf node. Right. So 1 is inserted as the leaf node. So 1 is inserted. So what is the next element I have? What is the next element?
2, sir. 2.
It is
2, sir.
2. Right. Can I insert this 2 here in the second data part?
Yes, sir.
How can you check whether you can insert it or not? So you have to check the maximum keys value,
Maximum.
m minus 1. So if the number of keys inside the node is not equal to m minus 1, then you can simply insert it in the ascending order. If it is having m minus 1 keys, then you have to perform which operation?
Split operation.
Splitting, sir.
Split operation. Super. Right. So since 2 is to be inserted and the node which is already present is not having m minus 1 keys, that is maximum keys, you can simply insert it inside it. Right. Remember that they should always be kept in the ascending order only. Right. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now what is the next element? 3.
3, sir.
Right. Where I have to insert 3? So I get the 3 here like this. Am I right or not? So if I arrange
Yes,
the
sir.
elements in the ascending order, I should insert 3 here. But this insertion cannot be performed. Why? Because the maximum number of keys that a node of order 3 can have is 2 only. Already it has reached, this particular node has reached the maximum number of keys. So what is that you have to do here? You have to split.
operation.
You have to split the node. So how do you split the node? I told that you have to consider the median. What is the median of 1, 2, 3?
2, sir.
2. So the median should be pushed as the root node. So I write like this. See here. I know that every node consists of 2 data parts. So I put this here, and if I push this to this parent, I keep like this. Am I right or not? So what is the left part of 2 here? So in the previous diagram, what is the left part of 2? What is the value?
1, sir.
1, right. So that becomes the left child of 2. Again, this is a node, therefore it consists of 2 data parts, and 1 should be written like this. What is the right part of 2 here?
3, sir.
3. So you create a node which consists of 2 parts and you insert 3 here. So this is how you have to perform the split. Split means you have to push the median of the elements to its root node or to its parent node. So I create a parent node and I have copied the median into this value into the parent node, and whatever elements are there towards the left hand side of 2 will become the left child, and whatever elements are there towards the right hand side will become the right child. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
what is the next element?
4, sir.
4. Now if you want to insert 4, you have to compare this 4 with the root node. So what is this 4 and 2? 4 is compared with 2. So according to the binary search tree property, where I should place 4?
Right side, sir.
Super. It is towards the right side of 2. What does the right side of 2 consist of?
3, sir.
3. Is there any place to place this 4? Is there any vacant position to place this 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can I place it here? Where should I place 4?
After 3, sir.
Super.
Right,
Right.
please.
I should place 4 after 3. Now what about the next one? Next element?
5, sir.
5. Right. Again compare this 5 with the root node. Right. 5 compared with 2. Where should I place this 5?
Right side of
Right
2,
to 3,
sir.
sir.
Right child of 2. Right. So I should place here. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
But the right child of 2 has reached the maximum keys, which is 2. So what I should do? I should push the median of 3, 4 and 5 to its parent node. So what is that node I have to push to its parent? What is the key?
4, sir.
4 should
sir.
be pushed. Can I place this 4 inside this parent node?
Yes, sir.
Can I place this 4 inside this parent node adjacent to 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. So what happens here is it is 2 and it is 4, and what is the left child of 2?
1,
1.
sir.
What is the right child of 2? What is the left child of 4? What is the left element of 4?
3, sir.
3. Therefore it will become this one. What is the right element of 4?
5, sir.
Therefore I should place 5 as the right child of 4. Right. So every time when you do this, you just have a check over it. 2's left side part is 1, okay, satisfied. 2's right side part is 3, okay, satisfied. 4's left side part is 3, which is less than 4, okay, it is satisfies the BST property. Similarly, 4's right child is 5, it is satisfying the right child property. Right. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now what is the next element?
6, sir.
6. Where I should place 6?
Next to 5, sir.
Super, right. You should check this 6 first with the parent node or the root node. 6 compared with 2, go to its right side part. 6 compared with 4, it has to be placed in the right side part. Right, it has to be right part of 4, right? And if you look at the right child of 4, there is a vacant position to insert 6. So I can insert 6 here. So if I redraw it, I get like this 2, 4, and this is 1. What is this one? This is 3.
3,
And
sir.
what happens to the right child of this 4?
5 and 6, sir.
5 and 6. Now again, next element is 7. Right, compare this 7 with the root node, I should place it as the right child, so I should place it here. But the node, the right child of 4 has reached the maximum number of keys. So what I should do? This is very important step. Please concentrate. What I should do here?
Split, sir.
Split. I should push this 6 towards its parent. But when I push 6 towards its parent, what is happening? Since the parent node has also reached the maximum number of keys, I should push the median of 2, 4 and 6 to its parent node. Now tell me, what happens to this one?
4 becomes the parent node.
Super. 4 becomes the parent node. And what is the left child of 4?
2, sir.
It is 2. Right. What is the right child of 4?
6, sir.
6. Super. Now tell me, what is the left child of 2?
1, sir.
1,
Still
One, sir.
remains 1. It still remains 1. Right. There is no change here. Similarly, what is the right child of 2?
3, sir.
3. Super. Right. Now coming to the left child of 6. What is the left element of what is the left element of 6 here?
5, sir.
5. Therefore, it should be placed as the left child. What is the right element of 6 in this previous diagram?
7,
It
sir.
is 7.
7, sir.
Therefore, 7 becomes the right child of 6. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me the next element where I should insert 8.
Next to 7, sir.
Next to 7,
So
sir.
I compare this 8 with the root node. It is greater than, therefore go to the right child. 6 compared with 8, it is greater than, therefore you go to the right child. 6 compared with 7, I should place, and there is a vacancy here, therefore I should place 8 here. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me what happens if I insert 9 here. So where I should insert 9?
8 and 6 దగ్గరికి push చేసి 7.
So I should place 9 here, right? But since the node has reached the maximum values, I should push 8 to its parent node. Therefore, I remove this. I push this 8 here. Right. So what happens here? This becomes, the 9 becomes the right child of 8. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Now the last element, 10. 10 compared with 4, go to its right child. 10 compared with 6 and 8, go to its right child. 10 compared with 9. Therefore, since there is a vacant position here, I insert 10 as the adjacent element, right adjacent element to 9. So this is how we construct a B tree. Now tell me, what is the height of this B tree?
3, sir.
2, sir.
It is 2 only, right? This is one level, this is this one, and this is height is equal to 1, this is height is equal to, this is height is equal to. So if you construct the same 10 elements in the ascending order, if you construct the binary search tree, what is the height we are getting here?
9, sir.
9. But the same elements, if you take and if you construct a B tree, the height we get it as 2, right? So it is keeping the height as low as possible. Is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is how we construct a B tree using a list of elements. So this is end of today's session. In tomorrow's class, we will continue with the same topic of constructing a B tree with random number of elements and with increase in the order of the B tree. Right. We will see m is equal to 4 and m is equal to 5 with random number of elements. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is end of today's session. Thank you one and all. You can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You are now muted.